this when there's a million other things in the world you could be doing instead of just being toxic to yourself and everybody else around you. It's like, I don't know. It just seems like that's getting more and more common, mostly on Discord. But
I
I do
think
want to real quick, Zoe. I do want to let you know that I am recording now. Before y'all, as a disclaimer, you are being and like I tell at my job, this call may be recorded for quality and training purposes, my friend. Okay, so that's my disclaimer is being recorded.
yes, sir.
I'm sorry. You go ahead, Zoe.
I think a big part of it too is a lot of people don't realize just how much work goes into creating something like this from the ground up. Um, e- and I don't think they realize either that the leaders of said community have to be as engaged as possible. Otherwise, the engagement levels will dip. Sort of like how in Vatican, as an example,
Disclaimer.
um, you know, all of the leaders within Vatican wound up doing their own thing. We've all got our own projects and that sort of thing that we're working on. So to a degree, Vatican as a community has fallen to a wayside. Now I'm included in that. You know, I've got my NFT project that I'm running. I've got a blockchain game that I'm in the process of setting up all the legalities for so that can be developed and launched. Uh, like I'm working on trademarking and stuff at the moment. I got blocked by Facebook. That sucks. But but
Damn.
yeah, like I think our focus has split. And yeah, I think that happens with a lot of different communities, not just, our own one
Yeah.
that we've started. And I think there's a shift too between themed communities, again, just as an example, like hip hop culture, right? And neighborhood nodes. Yeah. Like it's really hard to blend the two sometimes. So I think, yeah, I think it really just depends on the people that are instigating or building the infrastructure for these things. Um, I know myself, I need to start organizing my time a bit better so that I can actually make a lot of the daytime stuff, which is like my nighttime, um, because throughout the day I can't always be available. So
I would say, as far as that, if we come together as a team, I don't think you do. Um, I think it's enough technology out there where how I envision it from a business standpoint is like our community, our node, or whatever you want to call it, could be open 24 hours a day. And what I mean by that is, we just take times. It's night here. It's 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time since they sprung forward this morning. But I'll be going to sleep in the next 4 hours. Where you, as if you just tap in, just to be able to, say, you know what, I might not be 100% active in the Discord or the community, but if somebody poses a question, at least I could say I could man it, or you can man it from these couple hours. If
yeah,
you ask a question, you do self. It's just scheduling those things and just coming together as a community, because I believe it's going to be more people from different countries in our community as well. You
yeah,
know, I do like how Kevin did state that, he likes how it's going, because our community is one of those ones that we're an older community, been around a year. We haven't had really a huge gimmick to our community, but we're just mostly treading along and finding who's going to be part of this community. Whatever we're doing, it's growing.
we're still
The
growing.
lack of,
Yeah,
and the lack of what we're doing, in better terms, the lack of what we're not doing at this moment, we're still growing. We're still em- embedding and planting ourselves in that community in Evergreen. Like it, I
yeah,
think the best thing we could have did is just name the community Evergreen Lahser.
yeah,
Just to show people this is where this community is. You don't have to be a part of it, but if you have some information, have some buildings, have some properties, you trying to see why, our floor is where it is now, we're open. It's up to you to, embrace this as well. Flip some cheap
Yep.
properties. I'll buy them from you.
I'm
But,
still picking
Hey,
them up 10K. I'm still picking up FSAs for 10K. You got to be patient with the area. So I tend to focus in the top left, but I will spread out if that's where the deals, for lack of a better word, are, especially because I'm still very small fry. I don't have a lot of um, liquid capital at any given point. I usually stick around the 10 to 20K mark. That
mhm,
way I'm not
yeah,
actually I'm not constantly burning through everything I've got. I'm building, then I burn, I build, and then I burn, and so on. So I think I've got like 25, maybe 30 properties in Evergreen
that's
now,
awesome. That's
thereabout.
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just, every time I get enough, I'm just, let's see what's in Evergreen.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
I
and
mean, go ahead, Kevin.
I was going to say, and it's great that it was all broken down into districts too. I think we got to highlight that to some folks maybe and get some
Hmm.
things out. So because that's what I've been starting to do is looking for good deals in the different districts. So I make sure I got 3 to 5 in each to start, and then I can keep going from there. Because I don't want to be left out in any district. It's like I need something in education. I need something in the arts. I might want to move to the arts district.
Hmm. The only
But
district we will have a hell of a time getting into, bro, especially it's only like 15 properties we could possibly get that's reasonable, but that's that decentralized districts. All those,
decentralized,
man.
and those are all FSAs on that one
Oh,
block. I was just
oh,
looking at that.
but on the back end, coming into Evergreen, going into hip hop, it is that one row of FSAs that's part of
Hmm.
this decentralized district. So
Yeah.
if you could get a couple of those, you know what I mean, with FSA, but those big
Yep.
properties, man, that's Ty got that locked down right now. Shout out to Ty.
Yeah. Who owns those big
He's
properties down there?
It's this, I believe, don't give me, I believe he's of Asian, Japanese, or Chinese descent.
Okay.
Ty been doing some research on him, and it led him to one of those types of websites. But we can't get in contact with him, and I believe
Yeah.
he's gonna rake those prices up once he see what's going on in the area.
Yeah. I know.
It's
That's
gonna
what I was like,
cost.
man. Hopefully we can figure out who that is and get in touch with them soon.
Yeah. But I'm not going to hold everyone, too long. I did plan for like 30 to the 60 minutes at the most. Um,
Mhm.
I would love the before. I don't know how y'all want to do it, man. You know how I am, Zoe. Do you want me to give you a couple of ideas what I have now, or hear your ideas first, then go from
I'm
there?
happy
I will work.
to I'm happy to sit back and hear your ideas first. I'm good at like brainstorming and bouncing, but I need some sort of base concept to work off. Um, I personally like the direction we're going. I love the Discord. I love how it's got everything in there. Like, so even if you're not overly a seed head person, you've still got the basketball, you've still got the racing league, you've still got, all these different facets of Evergreen, which I absolutely love. Um, so I'm happy to sit back, listen, let my brain start ticking once I start hearing things, and yeah, we'll see what pops up.
If you don't mind, could you take some notes just to highlight some stuff? I'm sorry, put your just
No,
inbox
no,
it or
no, no, no.
screenshot.
Normally I
I
have
got
my
a notepad too. Don't trust me. I got something to
normally I
write
have
with.
my stuff
No
closer than this.
worries. If you hey, this is being recorded, so it's no rush. No rush. What about you, Kevin? Would you like me just to start couple ideas and maybe something to ring a bell or?
Yeah, definitely. I'm the same with Zoe. I like to do some brainstorm, hear a few ideas, and then feed off of that.
All right. The main things, I'm gonna go over what I see, what needs to be done, and I'm gonna start putting together from myself just to help the community. And first thing, man, I would say, and I'll say this again, man, if you haven't done it, this is a plug. I didn't get paid for this, but I haven't read it in a minute. But a lot of great ideas is from this book. You could look it up on Amazon. It's actually, one of the owners is part co-author of this book as well. But it gives you a great insight of what to think about while building um, your metaverse assets. It actually gives you the three types of players, which we could all see now. Um, I can't go. I'm trying to go through the page, but it's basically the casual gamer that comes in and spends time and trying to win all the events and all the NFTs. That's how he gets his monetary value out of the metaverse. Then it's the person that's coming in that's looking to build and be a part of a community. I forgot the term that they use, but they want to be part of the community. And the other one is the entrepreneur that's coming in and looking for ways of test marketing and see how they can infuse their brand and their business of the game. So those are three aspects of the community that I believe we should offer. Something for the casual gamer. Just want to come in and be the best gamer in the world, get those NFTs brag. Um, give resources for the entrepreneur. How can they convert and onboard their brand and businesses within our community? It's not just Upland, but when we're saying a roadmap, I'm looking at Evergreen. Evergreen is the end all be all for me. I will invest in other nodes and communities, but when I'm bringing my businesses in and helping businesses come in, it has to be an Evergreen first. That's the type of inclusion that we have with our neighborhood, just like the board eight clubs. Like, you're not part of us if you don't at least own one one property, and as you own more, you'll get more VIP status. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Yeah.
one of the things I'm trying to foster inside of Evergreen is we got to build a community. This is our real online digital metaverse community. It's just in the form of Evergreen. This is our home. That's how
Yeah.
I'm looking at it. I'm not switching
Yeah.
my home address to win a contest at Upland. Sooner or later we're gonna be winning those if we stick together. If we
Yeah.
get creative enough. But it takes a process. So before I get started on my things I want to touch upon, I just wanted to shout out Joe Rowe for making the roadmap session. Appreciate you, bro. I gave you a shout out before
So,
too about you got the decentralized I can't even get it, decentralized district on lock, bro. We trying to figure out how we can get a piece of that down there, man.
yeah, I'm trying to get more, man. I appreciate
uh
the ping. Sorry I was late. I was actually out and about for once.
Man, listen, man, this is real. This is a play to earn game, man. I mean, I get it. Everybody can't make it all the time, but if you can, man, we appreciate you. You know. So the main things that I put down, I do have something to write. Where I have my notes. I got a couple of them with my sloppy ass writing. But I need my glasses. I don't even know where they're at. But hold on, man. Give me a second. I got new glasses so I can showcase my shit. I really need them. You know what I'm saying? Get my little. Yeah, there
Is
we
it?
go.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. You see what I'm saying? There it
Yeah.
is. All right. The main. Okay. So some of the highlights in no particular orders is to create a dev shop for each district. As of right now, I'm in the background doing it. The one that I know is done for sure, officially done. All I need to do is add in artists and their music. Is the nightclub for the hip hop district. That's officially. We got a DJ and everything.
Oh,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
fat, dude.
Yeah, that is dope. He ain't really cutting, but he up there standing. But yeah, we got a DJ booth. So that's one of the things I think we should focus on. continue to invite people, new FSA players to help us mint out Evergreen. Once we mint out Evergreen, the floor price will skyrocket. I will also say that on an average, if you're an OG in Evergreen and you really want to, I don't know what the VIP status will be, but the goal should be, if we are real Evergreen OG, is to get up to, let's say, 100 properties over. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't say do that shit to tomorrow, but that should be a good. Nah, I ain't say that, but I'm at like 60 something. But a good goal should be, if you want to really have a say so in Evergreen, we could all get at least 100. We could control ownership to a certain situation and certain
Yep.
decisions. Again, if that's not what you want to do, don't do it. But that is one of my goals, is to get about 100, at least 100 properties in Evergreen. You never know, that might be too little. Them things might be selling like hotcakes in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like renting them out. But I think if you don't have 100, and the trajectory is where I see Evergreen on be, you won't be kicking yourself in the ass, because you ain't gonna want to get rid of your properties, in that area. I think it's going to be something special in a few years. Another thing I want to focus on, me personally, and it's just like a personal situation with me, is have some type of weekly event, bi-weekly at most, but some type, even if it's a roadmap, if it's just a game night, it's something, bi-weekly at the least. I'm working on, for our community, I'm retweaking, editing my NFT projects to place in, because I've seen other communities do it. I'm gonna be 100% with you. That have some profit share NFTs. Like, not only will the seed heads have the utilities that I described earlier, they will have VIP rights to deal with certain business ventures, as well as my key to Funksville. That way, it gives it more utility, and it's rare, because that means you can't do any business with certain companies if you don't have these certain NFTs. And it gives it more utility if you want to resell them, because you
Yeah.
have to have one to be able to even come to the business meeting when Evergreen meets, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. And so the ones that already have some, you're in that exclusive clubs. And with that being said, we will be having some NFT drops. I will be coming up with those dates soon.
Is
Development
that
phase. Hmm.
is that seed heads? Sorry to interrupt, but is that
See,
seed head drops?
see head drops, and a key to Funksville drop as well.
Okay.
All right,
So
that
I
would be.
might be able to get me a seed head then, huh?
Yeah, I have them tucked. It's I'm on release. I only release 5 or 6 because I have mine, but I'm thinking about, in the spirit of World 420, only releasing 42 of them at the
Oh, there
beginning
you go.
stage.
Mm-hmm.
I've been even having some other ways, some other ideas. This is exclusive, no one knows, but I'm going to work. Another utility is I'm going to work in the game aspect of it. And in order to mate them or breed them, you will somehow, some way, I don't know if it's going to be part of the burn it phase or you have to purchase it, but it will be some outdoor decor type C head things, situations being made in our factory. And I already have the showroom, and I'm working on my small factory now for just 3D items now. So
Perfect.
it's going to develop over time. I just want to see how I could give more value and incorporate the community together. That's why it's been a while since I dropped some, honestly, because I wanted to give the current C heads and those who purchase them in the future some a piece of Evergreen, if that makes sense. Like, literally, you can't do no business. We're the Illuminati. The C heads are the Illuminati of Evergreen, and that's how I'm going to make them. Like, nothing go down, and it might, but I'm talking about the OG with the knowledgeable business networks and the connections. without the seed heads being involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
So couple more things and I'll be good. I did talk about the community seed heads and is that and the key to Funksville will be like the community based network. However, like I said, it's going to be the main pusher of the evergreen businesses, the contracts. We're going to come together and use each other resources for the keys to Funksville in certain situations where we have big onboarding brands or businesses from real world coming in and we have to build something for them or some big building content. We'll take 10 C heads or 10 key members and with one spark or however it is divided up within and we all make 10% of that particular sale. But it's going to be based off of my marketing efforts, my business network as we get bigger, but we're going to profit share with
Yeah.
so and each particular NFT will be like a 10% cut at the highest. If it's more, it won't be 10%, but I want to try to keep it at 10 people so we can make 10% per project. But again, we'll be banking those out in like 7 days. So
Yeah.
we could bang out 4 a month and that's 40%.
Yeah.
Just want a little side hustle. It might be transporting something with our cars, whatever it is, we'd be part of that Illuminati, business network.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Spark Train is going good. I might think about possibly doing one for a separate one for other members, which have less spark, but raise up the current spark to like 0.5, if that makes sense. So raise up, have two, one for at least 0.5 and one for 0.01 and below.
Yeah.
What's the thought? Because
I like that idea.
we could knock out some apartment buildings and we don't know what's coming out with this master builder contest in Detroit
We're
because
getting
Detroit
new
is
stuff.
in phase one. Yeah, that's why I got that little gap in the cul-de-sac. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna leave that open. I want to see what that is first. I'm gonna leave that gap open. um yeah, so that's that. It really the whole theme of it, man, is we're in the development stage in Evergreen, man. We gotta acquire properties and build them things up, continue doing what we're doing. We're doing a great job with the Spark Train. We got people in a community that's acquiring larger properties, building larger, showrooms. Shout out to Ty, he's building a large showroom over there in decentralized district as well. Lightning Egg just created a large showroom down there in the South Sports Center. I'm gonna be building. It's gonna take forever, but I'm gonna be building a large factory over there in the Arts District. I should be starting that in the next 30 days. I already acquired the property. I just gotta free up some spark and build a small one first for my 3D decor and keep that the 3D decor focus on the little 3D decor. But my large showroom, factory, will be something bigger. Maybe I don't know, man. Um, I don't know. I don't know yet. I know it's not going to be a car lot. I'm not going to produce cars. Maybe ornaments, structure ornaments. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But the main thing is getting it done, and I come up with a
Yeah.
plan. But that's and buy the block like TJ used to say, man. He still said, man, it's time to buy up those blocks, man. We need to get that thing minted out. So that was my main focus for I guess the end of the last phases for 2023. My personal um, thoughts, but I would love to be, to hear from y'all, and I'm more than open that I'm going to add some other things onto the list as well, so we can focus on. And that is my time, folks.
Oh shit.
Nice.
I would like to hear from you. In no particular order. Y'all could just go ahead and jump out the window and start right on.
Um, I love the idea of dev shops per district. I suppose it might pay off to get together and plan out like what is the main content for each of those districts, like development or educational wise, like the workshops, so to speak. I love the idea of a weekly event, but I have noticed that majority of our events actually coincide with the cafe show. And so I think that we're going to have people face, like, do they want their weekly daily upland news and whatever crack on is going on in there, or are they going to want to choose to spend time in Evergreen knowing all the ins and outs of that? And I think at times that would be quite jarring, like having to make that decision between the two, because ultimately we all want to be involved in everything, don't we? So Ty's got his finger in just about every pie I know of. So I think a weekly event would be amazing. It's just scheduling, I think, so that it works for majority of the people in the community, especially those running the get together or the event, without having to pick and choose between which community event they want to be a part of.
I did see something this weekend that Elijah did use over there in the Real Node. Maybe a Saturday morning or a Sunday.
Yep.
On the average, every other weekend, I work a Saturday. So it could be better for me, like on a Sunday, if we do something weekly or try it or whatever.
Well, Sunday's my Monday.
Yeah.
And I can sort of like block out Monday just for Evergreen, Upland, Metaverse, right? So that works. And all of my kids are back at school. Yes. Even the big one in high school, the one I've been having issues with. So she's back at school now too. So I've got like a good 5-hour block where I can just dedicate to Evergreen, Upland. So Mondays are going to be my Metaverse day.
So, and again, we could put out there what are they? Questionnaire or vote for what would probably be the best time. In the morning.
Surveys, yep.
Survey. We can try to stay away from later. We could try if possible, if the majority in it. If we have to have these types of events, we can record them like I'm doing it now, just to have some free recording. But I would like around noon or something like that, depending on sports. Football is not here yet, so that's not going to be a problem. But when it do come, it will be a problem. American
Got
football,
some NBA playoffs coming up.
Yeah. We just got to figure out a good time, man. That's gonna be a survey, but we can try Sundays. Bi-weekly for right now, at least bi-weekly. Every two events a month, at least.
Yep.
If we have more, we do. If we don't, we don't.
Well, if we can set it for like the second and fourth Sunday, for like your side of the world, second and fourth Monday for my side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I like weekly. I am a creature of habit. I love to set up routines. For me, the issue is if I break it, I never go back. Or it's a struggle, right? So if I can get into the routine, I just got to make sure I don't break it. I don't know how many other people are like that though. So
what about this? And I'm putting you out there, in front of the world. So if that's the case, I could do it bi-weekly, but I can help you do something for you. The other 2 weeks, we could talk about what it is, and that gives you an opportunity to show the community what Zoe has, Or,
Yeah.
if somebody want to come along and have something, we can still, hey, we got 2 weeks of the month where on this Sunday we have this block. Get in contact with somebody in leadership, and we can schedule your particular event there. It don't have to be just you, Zoe. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. No,
if
that's
that's the
cool.
case, it might be whatever. Interviewing other
Um,
nodes, or what I mean. However,
I I really love that idea, especially because I've been thinking about ways to like finalize this merger, really like work out who within Evergreen wants to be a part of UDU.
hmm
And that sort of thing. So I could potentially utilize that time, at least in the beginning, to just be available or run some sort of meeting like this, so that people can let me know if they want to be vetted by UDU and join as an actual UDU individual. And then I want to work out with Cheese how it is that we like what their process is, and try work that out. So
I would even say in the first 2 weeks or first two times you have it, be more of a introduction section, and have Cheese and be there with you, explain to you, you'll explain to us, what UDU is and how it can help enhance what we do over here, for them in Evergreen, and
yeah,
how they're helping Evergreen be seen within their network as one of the up and coming nodes in the community or whatever. But just having like people hear UDU, but what the hell is UDU? Why should I even care? You know what I
yeah,
mean? What they got going on? Everyone don't know,
yeah,
or will know in the future. Especially if they're newer.
yeah,
Yeah, we can have a UDU Evergreen meet and greet. We
hmm
can ask each other some questions,
hmm
get some information out on both sides. I think that helps everybody.
And with the new 420 Smokers Club too, I think that would be good because they got a lot of
Yeah, I
stuff
was just
going
checking
on
that
too.
out. Some poker nights and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I joined there, and then I think I might have left the Discord. um
You are being recorded, and this will be showing. So go ahead.
No, 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 no. I was more just, I couldn't find the time to be active there. Like it wasn't on anybody or anything
No, I
like
got
that.
you.
So I was just thinking I might actually need the link again.
No worries. Oh, I do want to throw this out
um,
here before I forget. We are looking for more developers in Evergreen, or if you're looking to learn how to develop, like me and Kevin was talking about, he would like to know about spatial and stuff like that. So we are looking for people to help, build content, in Evergreen as well, for Evergreen. But
yep,
finding a way that you brand your own business by doing it, if that makes sense.
yep.
All right, y'all. But I look forward to listening to the end of the show and the recording. But I got to bail out of here real quick.
You
Deal
ain't
with some
give us
family
that, Kev.
stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you said deal with family stuff. I understand that.
Yeah, you all good. You my family too now, so keep that in mind. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
we'll be in touch, man. Peace out, all.
Peace.
Alrighty.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, we still got a few more minutes, like 10 more minutes, man. Like I said, I ain't want to take up too much more of your time, but I think this will be beneficial for everybody to watch. I might even use this as one of my days for my 30 days of Evergreen. Quick
Yeah, so I
content.
think the idea for the dev shops, I agree with that too. They could definitely also be pretty broad, or we could. I mean, really, if you think about the future, just getting one in each district is just a start. So obviously, other people are going to join in and start putting in more and more throughout time too. So like I said, it could be really broad. We don't have to necessarily have restrictions because eventually it's going to be overflown, and you just go to your favorite one or the one that you already know of.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're right. It's going to only start. You got to remember the one. I'm saying the one that I'm creating. That might not be the one everyone else is going to create. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm just speaking in general terms for what I'm doing, but that doesn't stop anyone else for creating their own. It's your properties. That's the beautiful
Right.
thing about it, But just to put that out there, it might be a point where we have 5 nightclubs in the hip hop district before we have one in the central land, decentralized land, district. But however it works, you do have to join. I will, if you are looking to build a spatial, um, room and bringing it up, then I will advise you. You need to join the Uplands Developer Network. Find that process, because in order to do that, you do need to be part of that Uplands Developer Network on Discord.
Yeah.
To be able to get it into the game. I'm currently part of it. I believe you're part of it too, Ty, right?
All right.
Yeah. So, you got to get vetted over there to at least the next stage is to get it on now. But definitely, if you're looking to get your spaces in Upland, you have to join the Upland Developer Network.
Yeah, there's an application you got to submit.
I'm sorry, Ty, I did just jump over. I apologize, bro.
No, that was all I was saying. Is there's an application you got to submit to get in on the developers network.
Yeah. And start looking. I would say also, man, people, another thing too, we got to start thinking about like what meta ventures we want to have. I apply, and it does take a process. I sent them my pictures. I'm just waiting for them to give me the okay. But start thinking about your meta venture. Start planning. If that's
Right.
not for you, cool. But we will start, having events about planning for your meta ventures or what you want to do in Evergreen. So definitely be on the lookout for those types of educational events in the education district, of course. Anything else?
Um,
Go ahead, Zoe. I was gonna say, anything else on your mind?
do we know of any Blender people within the community that isn't already working on something?
Um,
Um,
I don't.
I don't. I'm actually having to start learning it myself. To be honest with
well,
you, because I
that's
don't. You
that's what I
know,
was thinking.
yeah. I'm starting, yeah, I'll be one. If anyone else want to start too, let me know, and I will share with you what I've been researching or what I found. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, because I think there's going to be a huge market for decor. Um, but it's more just having the blender skills, really. I know that with Samurai Aquatics, they've got 2 artists. One works on all of the textures and a lot of the design, and then the other one builds it into the 3D thing. So, yeah, it's definitely going to need to be a collaboration, that one, I think, regardless of who's doing what.
and if anyone is watching this video on a record, on a playback on YouTube or anything like that, in the group, and you have Blender skills and you're looking for a community, let us know. The information about our community will be in the description below. And one of us, Zoe, Ty, HDF, we answer any questions and introduce you to the network if you're interested. Had to put that plug in real quick.
Oh, no, it was perfect. It was on point. I like the idea of splitting the spark train. It just means I've got to hunt a little more.
I've been hunting a little bit more myself, man. So yeah. I did want to share a new Discord member. He's been buying up Mr. Unknown or something like that. Been buying up. He said he up to like 20. But he did say, one of the things he would like to see is some type of arcade.
Okay.
He did,
Like,
suggest that. Uh, Maybe you can elaborate. I'll ask and elaborate in the Discord a little bit more, but just to throw that out there, if y'all might be able to, throw some ideas to that as well.
Okay. Well, here our arcades consist of bowling alleys, escape rooms, laser tag, and then all of your digital games, right? So we could perhaps tee up with UpX World and get a layer 2 experience going with an arcade type theme. So maybe racing, I think, is a little bit overdone at the moment, so I'd stay away from like racing simulating games. But you've got air hockey. We could simulate that somehow. That's always been a good one. Could even simulate laser tag. Create like a little maze, and then maybe a few people could join and play against each other in the meta experience or the meta phase. I can't remember what word he uses, but yeah.
Laser
We could
tag with the sea heads.
seed head laser tag. There you go. Yeah.
That'd be
Maybe.
funny.
Actually,
And
it
those who,
would. It would be so funny with all those little seed heads running around.
and those who own sea heads will have their sea heads in the game.
We could definitely see how that goes. Like we could
Mhm.
talk to TML about working that in somehow. So yes, arcade experience.
While we're talking to him about that, we should see what's up with XNet.
With
That's
what?
his UpX World XNet.
Okay.
It's the node network he has going.
Mm.
Oh, yes. XNet. All right. I will message TML or I'll jump in the Discord thread and I'll see what can be worked out on that front. I'll find out if we need to develop it or if they've got people who will develop it to our sort of like boundaries or requirements or whatnot, or based on our idea. But yeah, I'll get that cracking and I'll get the UDU stuff cracking as well, and I'll find out exactly what the step-by-step process is for a community to come in under. And then yes, I'll probably like hold some sort of poll or something both in Vatican and Evergreen, and I'll be, hey, look, we're looking to do a merger with UDU. We'll come in under that umbrella, which they are turning into the Meta Ventures Alliance, I believe.
That's awesome.
They're creating a whole new umbrella for everything at the moment. It is a slow process from what I can gather. They don't even have branding and stuff for that yet, but that is happening. I believe they spoke about it on their last UDU podcast, though. So,
Anything else?
no.
Yeah.
I
With
like your
with
ideas.
sorry, with some of the events, I think we should focus like on some in-game events. Like we could all get together and do the tour with members, and also we could do racing together. But something to make it feel like we're still a community in Upland instead of a community on Discord.
Yes.
We
Yeah, we
can.
could set up.
No, go ahead.
We could set up new community member raids. So when new members join, we take down their names. We'll do some homework, get their addresses, and then, yeah, all the pre-established players within we could do raids like that, perhaps,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Help
That
generate,
set up
yeah.
all of our newer members.
Once a month. Give us some time, yeah. And then
Yeah, a
after
while back I was trying to reach out to somebody on Discord. I can't remember his name right now, but he put together this thing that was helping out new members for all of Detroit, basically.
mm-hmm.
And it was like he basically was like recruiting members from the visits channel all day long. It's like, hey, join my server. You know, like I have like basically it was like half of the members are people that would send and help send, and they like get paid a little bit to go help send, get paid upics, and then obviously whoever got help once they reached uplander status, then they moved on to the list that was people getting paid for going to send now. And it was like I was trying to get a little collaboration. You know, I was like, hey, why don't you guys just come in the node? You know, it was like right when it first started, and it would have been perfect, but it was just like I think it was too much work the guy trying to keep up with the server and new members to just move it all up to ours, you know?
I think you can set it up something like the Spark Train.
Right. Yeah, it'd be nice to have somebody else volunteer for the smaller spark trade too.
Yeah. Yeah. Over time it will. You know what I'm saying? It would come, but as of right now, as long as it's going, that's the least I could do. Because people are benefiting off of it. You know what I mean? That's my way of giving back. You know, it's
Yeah,
a
and
way of,
it's getting used.
yeah, definitely. You know. Uh,
Is the Spark train still being updated in Vatican, or has
nah.
that been left now because inactivity?
Pretty much
It's only in
everybody.
Evergreen.
It's only, but those who was part of the Vatican one pretty much migrated over.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, for the most part, you know what I mean? Those the
Yep.
same people that was doing it in Vatican been doing it in Evergreen. It's just the new people being exposed to Vatican, it's nothing there for 'em. Not, you know, it is it's no spark train, put it like that. No one has stepped up to do it in
Yep. Yep. Yep.
better terms. So
Yep.
I
Um.
can't do two.
Mhm.
Well, as part of my Metaverse Mondays, I might do the smaller Spark train in Vatican then. Obviously, like, we're still going to advertise Evergreen within Vatican so that our members can move across if they want to be a part of the node.
I
But
would just say
as a
let
community, like, that's where we kind of started. So to me, it
but
makes sense that that's where I would continue it, because there's still people joining daily.
I would do it. However, you got to see what Vatican is doing first. You know, you don't know if even Vatican is really truly existing. It's no
Yeah,
signs of life other than I see it in all types of discords. People join just to join. It doesn't mean it's still, you
yeah,
know, alive. I would wait if there's life in Vatican from, you know, above. Cool, but don't be Vatican. Don't become
no,
Vatican because you'll see yourself becoming Vatican and not Zoe.
no. Well, I've got Zwar and different things
You know
cracking
what
at
I
the
mean?
moment. Like,
You know
that's
what I
been
mean?
released now. They're ready to go.
Hmm.
Um,
Congrats.
yeah. So I do have a lot personally that I still want to focus on, but I've done like this whole switch. Originally, it was all about the upland community and what I could build and grow there. Now, my focus has switched to more what can I do in personal life to improve, and then that will in turn improve the metaverse community by bringing utility. But yeah, I want to try and find that balance between the two again. So I'm
Hmm.
happy to run the smaller spark train, whether that is in Evergreen, Vatican, wherever. Like, it doesn't matter.
What I can say is not to cut them out, because I'm not trying to cut them out. I don't want that to sound wrong how it went in the video, but I was, even if that's the case, you want to include them, protect yourself, and offer the smaller spark train to both. If that's
Yeah.
something, you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like something like that, because they're still in Evergreen, but again, it's going to be a lot of brands in Evergreen. It's which brands is actually thriving and living.
Yeah.
You know.
The way we pretty much migrated it to Evergreen Lahser server was we would just drop a link to the channel for the Spark Train in Vatican server like every week or so. So it's like whenever somebody would log in to come check in, like, hey, what's up with the Spark Train? And they'd be like, oh, go here.
Yep. Yeah, I might do that then. Do you think splitting the spark train might be detrimental to our original one, though?
No.
This is my way of thinking. I'm not thinking of splitting it or splitting it up. What I'm looking at is we have some OG members that have some more spark. So if we raise the minimum of our only one, that's going to leave out these new members that doesn't have at least 0.5.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not eliminating them, it's just giving two
tiers.
Two tiers, and and two tiers of classes, of what, the beginning tier and a more established tier. The opportunity to build. I don't want to hold people back from being able to build a apartment building. Now we got more people. You get 10 people with 0.5 spark. That's 5 spark.
Yeah.
That could go towards a bigger, something, and it might be 1 spark, that we add on. But I think a half a spark for a second or a build is not bad.
Yeah. No, well, I, as you probably noticed, I dedicate all of my spark to the spark. All of it, everything.
I see
the
that.
only time I ever take spark off of a building is if I need to start my next building. That's the only time you'll ever see me take spark off. So yeah, my whole 2 point something goes towards the community. So I was but I know not everybody behaves like that. Like, when it's my property, I get all the updates on who puts spark on and takes it off. And there are a lot of people who just dick around with their spark all the time. Like, stop playing with it, man. Really?
Yeah, I have my alerts on too.
I broke mine and certain things. I'm in build mode. I need factories and stuff. So majority of my spark is going to my factories right now, but I still have a consistent like 2 to 3, 0.2, 0.3 that goes to each build, in the community trade. But yeah, you're right. and if I'm building something big, I put all my spark on my build at that time to speed it up as well. I don't just
like, I personally, I'm not building anything outside of the community. I dedicate everything. So I like the minimum 0.5 because it means that there's always got to be that minimum there. I'm worried about how long the other train's going to take in order to pump through as well. You know what I mean?
True. That's true, but you got to understand that other train is also going to be newer players as well. And the key is for them is if they want to get to, it's a game they're going to have to play now. Do you want to get in the higher, in the faster Spark train? Okay, when Spark Week come, go buy some Spark.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's still their choice. Or just grind until you get to 0.5 like we did. You can't beat the system. We started at 0.01.
don't
But
think anybody can beat the system. They shouldn't be.
but
It ruins it for
we started
everyone.
at 0.01. Remember that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now you got almost 2.5 spark. You bougie.
I'm still not able to build for myself yet. So once I can build for myself, I'll be happy. At the moment, I don't know. I feel bad if I take Spark away and start using it for myself. So
Come up
maybe
with a
because I don't
plan.
feel like 2 is enough.
Yeah,
I think you could easily just keep at least like 2.5 on the train and build something yourself. And it would take like 30 days for like a small townhouse.
or not even that, a micro home. If you want to build a couple micro homes and over there the grow district for the gardens and stuff. That's where I'm gonna build my micro homes. I ain't gonna use them as a meta venture, so I'm gonna display when they come out with different garden situations.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that was my plan as well. Decor and gardens and yeah. I got my 10-piece set from Samurai Aquatics.
congrats,
That's
Nice.
exciting. Plus some spirals as well. Now I just got to spread it out because at the moment I've got it all lumped on my my designated property. So I
That's
got to
what I
spread it
did.
out so it
Yeah.
looks pretty in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I love seeing all the decors. I need to start acquiring some decor now. It's a couple more things before I do to get more, but I got my eye on some of those Samurai Quad ions, man. I really do. Um, yeah, man. But I believe this has been a very beneficial and productive roadmap meeting, man. A little different. We're recording it, so hopefully everyone that watches this after we get done and really listen to the key nuggets that was dropped in this conversation. It was some real. You might not understood it, or you might not understand how something so simple might be so powerful. But when you really sit back and watch this roadmap planning and see what happens in Evergreen in the future, I'm like, oh shit, because I really got a lot of key nuggets out of this conversation today with all of y'all.
Cool,
Thank
cool.
you.
Well, thanks for hosting it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. Anything before we close?
No. Buy up
Just
the
good to
block.
see everyone.
Buy up the block. All right. Until next time, Evergreen. And I think, yes, uploaded.
Hey Upland, are you ready to join the hottest hip-hop community in Detroit? I'm talking about the Evergreen Lahser community. If you want to be a part of the action, then join us now. We've got smart trains, contests, live events, and even live spaces. Where hip-hop lives. So come on down and join the party. Upland's premier hip-hop community is waiting for you.